Hey, my name is Steffen, and I am the head of media production at Security Token Market. We produce a whole lot of different avenues of media, but we in particular work on what's coming on to be 5 different shows, some of which I cannot disclose, but right now we've been working on a very exciting Latin show, Crypto Con Leche. We have our news board, and way back, it used to just be the Security Token Show, which was the reason why Kyle and Herwig actually pulled me in, because originally the Security Token Show was a podcast. So if you go all the way back to, I believe it's either episode 86 or 87, that was the first attempt at running our own news board. So ever since then, it's been great. We've been growing really fast. We've been building out a great team. I have a awesome editor, Kayla, and an amazing animator and otherwise multi-talented guy, Jordan, along with some others that I'm teaching along the way to become producers and help put together even more media properties for this ever-growing company. And it's been a blast the whole ride. So my background is it's pretty interesting. People say I'm a man of living many lives. So, originally I grew up singing and playing guitar, and then played a couple wineries. Then I eventually got to University of Miami, which is where I met Herwig around sophomore year. I was still very concerned with becoming a famous DJ and producer and working with all sorts of different artists, which is actually, where I got my background in producing video and producing audio and kind of just getting into the multimedia in that way. Where at the time I actually happened to be going to school as a double major in finance and marketing. So kind of where the two worlds came together was when I came across Herwig several years later after moving to DC, where in DC I was a public accountant and a realtor and a property manager. But eventually my public accounting real estate skills brought me all the way over to Miami. I ran into Herwig off of the train. We hung out a couple times, got to become better friends, I think, over COVID. And, I would walk into his apartment and I would see these security token markets, security token groups, security token advisor signs. And I said, Herwig, I don't know what the heck any of this means, but it sure seems exciting and I'm sure you're gonna do great with whatever you do. And as time went on, I got to know him more and more, and it got to the point where I was like, well, how do I learn about blockchain? How do I get involved in this? And I picked up a book called Digital Finance by Baxter Hines, and from there I attempted to join Herwig and Kyle's team from the consulting side. I tried to write them a book. And when I approached them with this, what was going on 86-page book, they were like, well, we actually really need someone to do our video and media company and studio that we're looking, Herwig has this vision with Kyle to build this whole media studio. So at that point I said, do I throw away my super steady career where I'm doing great, I'm training everybody likes me, and do I throw it all out the window to go jump into this tech startup, right? It basically to jump into the unknown. And the answer was, for anyone other than Herwig and Kyle, maybe second guess, but for them, I believed in their vision and what they were doing, and we jumped in, and after about now 8 months, we've gone from 3 to 25 employees across this whole company, and it's been a great ride. We even got to go to South Africa for a month and have a whole montage of footage to come along the way, but stay tuned for that. My favorite thing about security tokens is that, say you're holding a lot of them and somebody goes and hacks your security token wallet, right? And they take those tokens, since they're tied to your identity, they could actually cancel out everything that was stolen from you and just reissue you fresh security tokens. So with that, it's extremely more secure, but still provides the same level of liquidity and transaction ease that like a cryptocurrency would do, such as like a Bitcoin or something along the lines of that. So that security in itself is extremely valuable. So within 5 years, I think tokenization is going to continue to be more mass adopted. I think there's going to be more advanced use cases that come along the way, but I think one of the main ones we're seeing is real estate. And there's so much real estate out there that, you know, it's really as simple as just putting in the effort and talking to the right people. We have those people at Security Token Advisors and so on. But in the next 5 years, I think we could definitely see a 10 to $50 billion of assets put on chain. Well, what personally drives me is I was in Miami before Miami was a huge tech hub. You know, it was kind of like the second LA. Miami was quickly becoming the epicenter of the world, not only in entertainment, but also with this tech industry. And I thought to myself, you know, I'm 28 years old now, but I was 27 at the time. I was like, you know, I'm good with technology. I'm pretty sharp. Like there's gotta be a way where I could use my background in finance and marketing and merge that into creating a media company, you know, where now the most popular thing is actually these fintech or, you know, tech crypto influencers, right? So it was kind of one of those new opportunities that not a million people had exploited yet. And for that, I thought it was totally worth it. So my favorite use case for tokenization would be real estate, just for the ease of use and just for how much, what that really, you know, just from being a commercial real estate appraiser, you would know that no property is really the same, and that having property information on a blockchain is would basically eliminate a lot of the needs to have some of these valuation people in place. And the only thing you would need to know how to do is, you know, one special case where you would just take maybe a lump sum cost, but otherwise having everything on chain basically and tokenized would allow for, you know, day-to-day valuations of these buildings. It would allow people to trade them on a secondary market. So instead of having to buy an entire deed and go through, you know, what is months of settlement and different hoops to jump through, now a lot of that process is becoming instantaneously automated, while the property holder still holds whatever deed title to the property itself and has this other portion that just gets floated and traded as if it was a stock. So yeah, I am a DJ. I'll DJ down here in Miami and all sorts of different places, and I work with all sorts of different artists on Latin, hip hop, house music projects, you name it. And I've just been so lucky to have this awesome production studio to work with, my great team, as well as to sometimes on the late shift to be here grinding, making beats till 2 in the morning. So, you know, no days off. The best part about my job is working with this incredible, amazing, hardworking hustler team that we have built. You know, seeing things go from 0 to 100. I mean, you know, right now we're shooting on Sony A7 III cameras with amazing lenses, awesome gear, and we started off on mom and dad camcorders that, you know, your mom would hold at the soccer game. And we took all that and we made the most out of what we had at the time and got through some slimmer months in order to get to where we're at now, where we're really just going full in. We're trying to build this out to be the biggest thing it could possibly be.